and affectionate look. His beautiful face captivated me. It's a long dream, but I stop here. Later in his life, he had many more visions where he saw the Prophet ﷺ. With each dream, the promised Messiah's love for the Holy Prophet ﷺ deepened. Maulvi Fateh Sahib states an incident of the early days of the promised Messiah. He said, I used to visit Hazur ﷺ frequently and often slept overnight at Hazur's residence. Once in the middle of the night, I woke up and saw that Hazur ﷺ facing the room, and he appeared ill and in severe pain. I became scared and worried, but did not dare to call him. I just laid there and watched till Hazur appeared to be better. In the morning, I asked about the incident and whether Hazur was sick during the night. Hazur ﷺ said, Mian Fateh, were you awake? He then went on to say that when I think what is happening to Islam and all the trouble it faces, I become restless. This heartache for the condition of Islam is what deeply perturbs me. Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad made a decision early in his life to dedicate his life in the service of Allah and His Prophet and the study of the Holy Quran. Naturally, his father was concerned about his future. A Hindu friend of the Promised Messiah's father, who had known the Promised Messiah since he was an infant, narrates, since a young age, he has been pious, and is referring to the Promised Messiah. He says, from the young age, he has been a pious and has had no interest in worldly things, not even participating in any playful activity that children often do. He was free of any mischievousness, abusive language, or falsehood. We considered him simple, lazy, and unintelligent, and wondered how would he support himself. He was living by himself in separate quarters. He never beat up anybody, nor was he himself beaten up. He never called anyone bad names, nor was he called a bad person. An astonishing holy life, but we did not approve of it. He would not go out or talk to the people unless necessary. When we advised him to look around what was happening, have a life, have some sense, do something, the Promised Messiah would listen quietly and smile. Then he continues that Hazur's father would tell me to go and bring Ghulam Ahmad. Hazur would immediately follow and sit in front of his father, looking down at the floor. Hazur's father said to his son, Ghulam Ahmad, I am very much concerned for you. How long will you live your life like this? How will you earn your living? How long are you going to live in solitude and not work? You will get married and have children, and you will be responsible for their needs. Do not be oblivious. Give up the simplicity. I cannot wait for you forever. I know many high officials, and I can write a letter of recommendation for you for a job, or I can even accompany you to the appropriate authorities. Mirza Ghulam Ahmad alayhi salam did not answer, sitting quietly. He repeated this over and over again. Eventually, Mirza Sahib replied, Father, tell me, why a person who is in service of the highest authority, master of all masters, king of all kings, and an obedient to Rabbul Alameen, should care about any employment? Yet I will not, and then he says, yet I will not disobey your order. Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, after listening to this reply, said, fine, go back to your solitude, son. The witness adds, when Mirza Ghulam Ahmad left, his father said, my son will remain a mullah. My son will remain a mullah. Maybe I can find him a mosque where he could earn a few sacks of grain from the worshippers. But I don't think he is even fit to be a mullah. I wonder how he will support himself after I pass away. He is a very pious and righteous person, but people like him do not succeed in our society, which cherishes the clever and the cunning. Then his eyes welled up and said, we cannot equate our condition with that of virtuous Ghulam Ahmad. This person is not earthly, but is godly. He is not a man, he is an angel. As the father, Ghulam Murtaza was concerned for the well-being of and future of his son, but deep down he knew that young Ghulam Ahmad's service to his faith was the best path. This observation was shared by anyone with spiritual insight who could discern the depth and the breadth of the Mirza Ghulam Ahmad's character and morals. Maulvi Burhanuddin stated that he was sitting in the company of Maulvi Ghulam Rasool, who was a saintly person. Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad was also sitting in the audience. He was a young boy at the time. During the conversation, Maulvi Ghulam Rasool said, if there were to be a prophet in this time, then it is this boy who is worthy of prophethood. Resting his hand on Mirza Sahib's back, Maulvi Ghulam Rasool did not live to see the fulfillment of his prophetic words. True godly people match their love for the Creator with their compassion for His creation. And Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad showed himself to be an extremely caring and modest person from a young age. Hazrat Mirza Sultan Ahmad used to say, my father did not live like a Mughal, but spent his life as a fakir. As a young boy, Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad would spend his time studying in the mosque. Meals would be brought to him and he would invite young children, most of them orphans, to share his food. It is fair to say that he would give away most of his portions and take just a few bites. He would also teach these children basic religious knowledge, emphasizing the observance of Salah. Hazur alayhi salam used to live on the top floor of his house, and at meal times he would lower the basket through the window. The servant would place the food in and he would pull it up. Eating very little, often he would be content by eating roasted grains and nuts, and would give away most of this food to anyone that he was present there or was hungry. And at times he would ask some of the orphans to join him at mealtime and share the food. These gestures of goodwill were to become the inception of Langar Khana Masih Maud. While the young Ghulam Ahmad was giving away his own food to the needy and the poor, a time would one day come when tens and thousands would eat from his table. Mirza Muhammaddin Sahib states, early on I did not know Hazrat Masih Maud alayhi salam well, but I was attracted to him because of his religious devotion. When he went to Batala, he would take me with him and enjoin me to ride on his horse. We would stay in his family home. He would give 2 pennies. He would give 2 pennies to buy bread and curry or dal. After eating a fourth of the bread with water, he would give the rest of his food to the man taking care of his house and give me a quarter for my meal. Mirza Ismail Beg, who was Hazur's alayhi salam personal attendant, said, whenever I accompanied him out of